Hello my good YouTube friends, and what we got here, a trio of bikes. We got a Honda, Suzuki and a Yamaha. Now that's my old trusty, but I'm going to be riding these two today. So you got a, let's see if I can focus in. We got a GSX 1400. I think that might be the biggest CC bike I've ridden, and we've got a XJR 1200 Yamaha. So I'm going to go out with my buddy and I'm going to give these two a little blast. So join me and see what I think of them. I'm really looking forward to it because it is absolutely gorgeous today. Well, here we go, my first ride, and I'm on the Yamaha XJ 1200. First impressions, very smooth, lovely bike. Gotta be honest, I've literally gone about 200 yards, still figuring out everything. It seems pretty straightforward. Right, I'm just tentatively going, new bike, so I gotta just try everything out. So just taking it nice and easy, indicators. Alright. We'll go this way there. So bear with me guys, I'm just getting used to the bike and then I'll start babbling along then. Wow, she picks up very easily, but living in Wales we got all these 20 mile an hour, I'm afraid, so I'm just dawdling along, just going to take my time, and then perhaps you can open it up when we get on the slightly bigger roads. But she's lovely, and I haven't got any facts or figures or specs on this bike at all. I've literally just jumped on, so absolutely know hardly anything about power figures or anything like that. But first impressions, such a big bike, super easy to ride, but I think I say that about all bikes, to be honest. Very, very nice, very smooth, carbureted this is. I think this is a I'll come back to you about the age of it, but I think later on they went to a fuel injection, of course. But oh, she's lovely, rides really, really nicely. So I'll cut it here, and then I'll have a little bit further ride and come back to you and tell you what I think. Right, I'm on the dual carriageway here now, so I can open it up a little bit. And oh, she pulls lovely, I gotta be honest, absolutely so smooth. And I did make one big cock up already. I was thinking, oh, it doesn't feel that fast. And this is a Japanese import, this bike, and the odometer's in kilometers. So those 20 mile an hour speed limits, I was probably doing about 15. So I think 50 is about, this bit of road here is about 50 miles an hour. So I think that's about 80 kilometers an hour, 80 kilometers an hour. So I just got to make a quick conversion in my head each time. 100 is 60, isn't it? I think 110 is about 70, isn't it? So we should be good. So, but oh, she's lovely, very, very smooth, I got to be honest. Goes through the gears lovely. So first impressions, great. And the sound of it is absolutely gorgeous, so I'll see if we can have a little listen to that later as well. Right, there's a lovely stretch of road here. Let's blow the cobwebs off and see how she feels. So we'll let that van there just pull off ahead of us, so just take our time, and then why not, let's give it a beans. Woohoo! she's quick. God, this bike I think is 20 plus odd years old, and it's give any modern bike a good run for its money. Absolutely. It really pulls. I was really surprised. But I don't know why I'm surprised. It's a 1200cc inline 4, so what else should you expect? But that is that does pull for such a big bike. It's just absolutely rapid, fantastic, really enjoying it. And what a day, eh? Just look at that sky, absolutely stunning. And what are we, we're just at the sort of beginning of October, so absolutely pleasure to be out in this weather. Right, I'm just going to have a little summarise about this bike. First of all, it is super smooth. It rides absolutely fantastically, and I'm sure I'm repeating myself, but once you get going, to me, you know, once you're on sort of cruising speed, most bikes are similar, and you know, you can just, it doesn't matter about the weight or anything, you know, you just get on with it really. And but this just rides really straight, you know. You know, you can let go of the handlebars and it's very true, and it's fantastic, really rated. And you just expect it to be a bit more agricultural because it's such old technology with the carburetors and the choke and everything else, but it is very nice. I gotta be honest, I am super impressed. So I would, money no object, good God, I'd have a hell of a collection, you know. I would love some of these older bikes. They've just got so much more character, I think, you know. And I think it is something to do with that sort of carburetted engine, I think. I don't know, it just seems to have so much pull and everything, I think, which these modern bikes are a bit too clinical, I think. So this Yamaha XJR 1200, and I'll get back to you on exactly how old it is, because I haven't even looked at the reg yet, so we'll do that. And but so far it's a massive thumbs up tip for me, and you got to try these older bikes. They are fantastic, I'd say. Just loads of character, and just get on and ride. No silly bloody computers and IMUs and sensitive lean angles and this and that, you know. It's just a pure rider's experience. Fantastic, absolutely great. I can see what you mean. It goes on and off, doesn't it? Yeah. Right. I'm getting the hang of this bike now, so I can report back. She's an absolute beast, I gotta be honest. A little bit of a scary beast. I don't know if it's the sound that makes it a bit more scary or something, but she's absolutely it is a bad boy, definitely. But I think it's not even the CC or the power or anything, but it does put a big grin on your face, I gotta be honest. It is a very mischievous machine, I think. It makes you want to blip that throttle. And I pulled away quite hard in second gear and let go of the throttle, and there's a lot of what's the word, popping and banging, as you know, the back pressure or whatever it is. So it gives you an idea of what sort of machine it is. Oh, watch my speed at 20 here. There is a speed camera somewhere. Oh, there it is. Right, I gotta drop it down a cog or two. Bloody hell, I tell you what, I encourage people to come to Wales, but these bloody speed limits. These speed cameras. I got my friend John next to me here. He's on his Yamaha that I was on earlier. But this is a lovely bike, I gotta be honest. Let me see if I can give you a little throttle. No, I won't do it now because it's not very socially acceptable. Give a little blip of the throttle through this lovely little village in the middle of nowhere. So we shall just cruise through nice and easy. But once you get to a bit more of an open road, I'll continue filming. We'll open her up a bit now. Whoa! I don't know whether or not it's quicker than the other bike, but it just sounds a lot quicker. It does sound absolutely ferocious. But maybe sound is part of the theatre, isn't it? You know, it's like Formula 1 cars, isn't it? If you had them going around nice and quiet, they just don't sound that fast, do they? And I think a motorbike's a bit like that. I don't think I'd get tired of this, mind. It is absolutely stunning, superb. So I was talking about the other bike. That's 25 years old, and this one's 20 years old, so there's 45 years between them there, and they ride superbly. You know, I've ridden on brand new bikes, and this is just as much or more fun than anything that's out there. You can't overlook these bikes. You know, it's such a fabulous machine, I gotta be honest. They are superb. Oh, I think we'll pop down here, and there's some lovely little lanes we can have a little blast down as well. I'll tell you what, she doesn't turn as nicely as the other one. I think the other one feels nicer on the turns. This, I feel like I have to wrestle this a bit more. It doesn't feel as natural around the corners, which is a bit odd. It's sort of, like, it's hard to explain. I think I preferred the Yamaha to the Suzuki on the bends, weirdly enough, and I thought it would be the other way around. I thought this seemed more the sporty setup on it, but I actually prefer the Yamaha, which is a bit weird. You need to sort of wrestle this one a little bit. You lean it and then it sort of turns itself. A bit weird. I don't really like that, to be honest. Well, it's all right, you just get used to things, don't you? But first impressions, I think I prefer the Yamaha on the bends, but this is still lovely, I gotta be honest. They are very, very nice machines. And what a day. I know I'm repeating myself, but what a day for it. I was actually too hot a minute ago having my coffee. I thought I'll put the filming back on here because I just doing some very, very slow riding here, weaving through the traffic. These big bikes, there's nothing to be scared of. They're just as maneuverable through this really slow traffic, dawdling at 15 miles an hour at the minute, as a 125. I got to be honest, you just got to be confident. Once you're moving, they're not going to fall over. So just putting it out there, don't be scared of the size of the bike. Especially a lot of these older big bikes are actually lower than my 125 I used to have, the actual seat, so you've got a lot of confidence at stops and things when you're putting your feet down. So they're massive pussycats, they are. Just roll on and roll off the throttle as you normally do. Absolutely superb. Where else would you be in the world, eh? Sunny day on a big powerful bike. I'll have to look up all the figures and everything. Perhaps I'll try to write them in as on the screen as we're going along. I'll do a tiny bit of research, but the most important thing with a bike, I know it's a bit of a cliche, it's the grin factor. If it puts a big grin on your face, all those stats and figures and specs don't really mean anything at all, really. So just enjoy the bike. 30 mile an hour, I'm sure this used to be 60. Oh, it's 60 a bit further on. Right, let's enjoy the ride. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Right, we're just about to join the dual carriageway, so perhaps we'll have a little chance just to open her up a little bit. You can have another little feel of how she goes. But I am really enjoying this bike, I gotta be honest. She is absolutely fantastic. But it's a sort of bike I'm a bit wary of opening up the throttle because it makes such a noise. It might draw the wrong attention, and we wouldn't want that, so it's not very discreet. So here we are, dawdling at 40 miles an hour. I think I'm in about 4th gear, or maybe even 5th. We'll open her up now. Whew, she pops. She is got lots of go about her, I gotta be honest. Here we are. Oh, effortless, absolutely effortless with the speed on this. You could easily be a point or two less on your license if you weren't careful. Let's get past these wagons here. Oh. Well, I'll get back home and we'll have a little bit more of a chat about this. Right, got both the bikes here and we've got to do the sound test and see what you think. Oh, here we go. So, oh, I got to put the clutch in on this one. Let's go. Oh, I got some assistance. That's better. Okay. So just let it tick over a second, and she's got some big meaty exhaust either side. So she might pop when I give it a bit of a throttle. Let's bring it up nice and gently. So that's the GSX 1400. Let's try the Yamaha now. Okay, just needs a little bit of warming up because she's got choke there, so completely different. Which do you think's best? XJR 1200 or GX 1400? Right, I've had a good ride out on both of these bikes, so if I had a choice, which one would I take home? I'm going to wimp out, I am. I can't make up my mind. Perhaps I would have this one for the weekend and have this one more as a daily rider. I think it's a bit smoother, it is. This one's a bit too much of a bad boy. I think I might lose my license on this one. So hope you enjoyed the video. So just like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Right, just returned from an absolutely stunning day's ride on the Suzuki GSX 1400 and Yamaha XJR 1200. I think I got that right. And I thought I'd mention this just quickly before I sign off. One massive difference I noticed compared to my bike, a much more modern bike. One was 20, the other one was 25 years old, and the other one was 20 years old. Is this? I never noticed it before, but the comfort aspect on the old bikes is so much more comfortable. The seats are much nicer, and I've never really noticed it until I got back on my bike. My seat does not feel as comfy as the other one, and you know, I've lived with it because you don't know any better, but since I got back on my bike, I was like, oh, those other seats were absolutely stunning. They're lovely, and you know, visually all looks fine and everything, but comfort on your backside. And I've noticed it with a few older bikes, they seem to make much more conscious about rider comfort, I'm sure of it, because the seats, maybe they compensated for suspension or something, but the seats were much more comfortable on the older bikes. So just a little point out, you know, just a little difference between the bikes I've been riding today and my one. Comfort, yeah, the seat comfort, much more comfortable, the older bikes.